Okay, good morning, everyone. So today I don't know, kind of been reflecting, as I sit out here in my backyard garden. Um, and I'm gonna walk y'all around so y'all can see some things that's been going on around here. Um, but what I've been reflecting on is what is it? Instant gratification. Everybody wants instant gratification. We don't really want to do the work, or we're too tired, or we just don't feel like it. And I can say this because I was sitting here and I put some seeds out that have yet to come up, and I can't really be mad at them. This weather's been crazy, and they will come up when at the right time. When the time is right, these seeds will come up. I have to tell myself that. And everybody who's a gardener knows that we have to work on patience. You know, we're not always good at that. I'm not always as good at that. And so I was sitting here and I was thinking, I could just easily go and get some starts. Okay, I can get the starts. But that's expensive. It's just outrageous. I mean, you look at one plant or whatever, and it's like almost $6 or something, where I could have just bought the seeds or used my seeds, which was like maybe 50 cents or $1 or something like that. But either way, it's cheaper than that price at the stores. And then I got to thinking, you know why it is? Why we have to pay more? Because someone else planted a seed, someone else babied that seed, someone else, made sure that that seed got to where it needed to be, that it can be sold. They did the work, and now I have to pay the price for their work. And that's just the way the system is. Someone else does the work, and they put a price on it what they think it's worth, and we pay it. And I was like, I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. Where we get to the point where we're like, I just want it now. I just want it now, and I ordered something and I want it now. I want it now, and I want that instant gratification, and we're just not willing to wait. We're not willing to be patient. And that applies to everything in life. If you're that way, then, that's just the way things are nowadays. Everybody wants it. They want whatever it is they want it now. And that seems like the easier way, but the thing with that is that you're not learning anything. Someone came to me and they wanted me to give them some of my vegetables when I grow them. And I said to them, I said, yeah, I could do that, but I'd rather teach you how to grow something than to just give it to you. And what is that saying? You give a man a fish and he eats for the day. You teach a man to fish and he'll eat for life. And that's what it's all about. Like, it's just learning. Learning how to grow your own food. The pandemic was a perfect example where it looked like we're about to go into some type of recession. And don't you want to know how to grow your own food? Because there may come a time when you go to the shelf, or you go wherever it is, or you go online or wherever, and they don't have what you need. So don't you think that maybe you want to be somewhat, not totally self-sufficient, because I don't believe that we will ever be totally self-sufficient, but somewhat sufficient, if that's right? Where okay, I can grow this vegetable, I can grow this fruit, or whatever it is that you're trying to grow. Don't you want to have confidence in that, in what you're able to do, and not being so dependent on someone else doing it for you? Because that's what we're in. We have a society where we're running around, and you got the kids, we're doing everything for our kids, and they don't know how to do anything. What on earth is this? What is that? Like that? Maybe that came from some seeds that dropped. That just threw me off. Some seeds. I don't know what that is. Time will tell. Um, but and I gotta look this up. I looked this up and it said it was a cabbage. I'm not sure. I'm gonna have to look it up again. I think it's a collard, but it may be a kale. I don't know. Anyway, but we got kids who we're doing everything for them, and they don't know how to do anything. They just so reliant on us to do everything, to take them everywhere, to cook their food, to wash their clothes, take them to the job, find a job for them. You got kids who aren't even looking for a job. They need a job, but they're not even looking for a job. And we're just doing everything. Next thing you know, we'll have to go to the job for them and give them the paycheck. I'm like, this is just crazy. This is just crazy. But this is the society that we have built. Everybody has that saying, I want my kids to have more than what I had when I was growing up. And I understand that. But we got to stop doing everything. We got to stop having everything done for us. Like, someone else is doing the work and we want to reap the rewards of that. And I'm not trying to preach to anyone, but I'm preaching to myself. I have to remind myself that I have to learn how to grow my own food. I have to learn how to pay attention to my mistakes so that I won't make those mistakes next year. Like, if you got to take notes, take some notes, do whatever you need to do so that you can stop making these mistakes. Now, one of my mistakes I realized is that I didn't do what I did last year, which was put stuff in pots. I was like, this year, I was like, I'm just going to just drop these seeds and do some winter sowing and kind of be lazy about it. Well, you know what? That didn't work because I'm still waiting for my collard seeds to come up. I'm still waiting for my pepper seeds. Well, I did the pepper seeds in the winter sowing and that didn't work out. And I'm sorry if I'm just moving all over, but I'm just walking around because I just walking around makes it easier for me to talk. But a lot of those things, if I got the greenhouse or anything but what I did this year, what I did this winter, I think would have been better than what I did, because now I'm getting that. I'm reaping what I've sown, which is I haven't sown much apparently. And learning that putting those seeds, just throwing those seeds in the beds has never worked for me. It's never worked for me. Last year, I put a lot of seeds in cups, get down please, and that worked out for me. And but I didn't do it this year. So now I'm like, okay, I'm trying to catch up. But you learn from your mistakes. And that's what it's about, learning how to do what you need to do so that you can survive, so that you can have the things that you need and not be dependent on someone else to just give it to you. Now look over here. These are the potatoes that is coming up. That one is just really taking off. I don't know what is going on with this one. Maybe I didn't put as many in here as I thought. I don't know. I have no idea. But yeah, this one is definitely taking off. And then my asparagus, I'm not sure if I mentioned this, bless you. My son wanted some asparagus, so I got some. Put them in this bed. No experience whatsoever with asparagus. Follow the instructions to the best of my ability and put them in here. And that's what it's about. You may not even know what you're doing, but at least you're trying, as opposed to someone that isn't willing to try. Someone that just wants someone to just give it to them without them even knowing anything. They don't know anything. All they know is that they got what they wanted. But at least if you try, you'll learn. You'll learn something. Like, for instance, I had asked somebody, it was funny. What was it? I saw a YouTuber, and she had some tree collard seeds and some tree collards going to seed. And I asked her, I was like, because I realized what is that? The saying, you have not because you ask not. And so I asked her, hey, are you selling those seeds? And she says, no, I'll give them to you. That blew my mind. So she sent me the seeds, you know, but you don't know what someone is willing to do or give you if you don't ask. I tell my kids that all the time. I mean, what do you have to lose? If they say no, you haven't lost anything because you didn't have it. And if they say yes, then you have more than you had at the beginning. So, anyway, these are just some of the things that have been going through my mind, you know, because, like I said, people just want you to just give, or we are just a society. We become, stop that, be careful. We become a society where we just want to go get it. Haven't learned anything, just give it to me. And you know, I was like, no, I'm not gonna get any starts. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do what I should have done, which is put some seeds in a pot, stick them in the greenhouse, and yeah. And if it still doesn't work out, then hey, that's a lesson to be learned. That's another lesson to be learned. I got some blueberries coming up over here. What? Huh? Oh, bless you, baby. Look at him. He just wants some attention. Look at him. Just gotta have some attention. Yeah, look at the little blueberries. I don't even know. Every time I get my blueberries, they look so small. And so I'm like, I don't know. I've been trying to grow blueberries and I don't know. I'm like, whatever. The cherries, of course, I'm not even really worried about her. She's got her little buds on her. And then the peach tree over here has some little peaches, and I try not to get excited. Y'all know me. I see something. Look at that. Y'all see that little peach? Look at that. Isn't she just? I try not to get too excited. You know, don't stare at them too hard. Propagation is going well, and down here are my elderberries, and they're looking good. I think I might. I don't know. Usually I don't move my propagations until I see roots. And I really don't like to move them out to see if there are roots. I guess I'll look at the bottom and see. But I think it's still too early to pull them out and put them in individual pots. So I'm just going to wait a bit. But my first propagation of the lavender, look at her. She's budding. And she's going to go in a medicinal garden that I told y'all about. Let's see. And this is that's the peach tree. More potatoes down here. They just sprung up. Look at them. Potatoes. I'm like, that's just amazing. I didn't even plant those. And then, what else over here? The apple tree. I don't know if I mentioned this. I thought this apple tree might have died, even though it has buds on it. I don't know if it's just late blooming, because the leaves took a while to fall off. And I'm thinking that it may be just, you know, having a late start. I don't know. I tried I decided to try some chickpeas this year because I've been eating a lot of chickpeas. And look at that. Yep, they came up. So I put them around here in case the tree doesn't do anything. At least it can hold up the chickpeas. And then the strawberries over here. And then I had a lot of volunteer tomatoes right there. And what is that? My Swiss chard, what is it? The butternut squash. And my Swiss chard is over here. The butternut squash that thing has been so eager. Just eager. Can y'all see that? Can y'all see down in there? Let's see. See if y'all can see. If I can get out of the light. Yep, there it is. The butternut squash. I got two in there. And I already pulled one out. And it's just been so cold. I don't know if that thing is going to make it. And then this is the Swiss chard that I decided to winter sow again. I think winter sow. No, I planted some directly in a bed. And then that didn't work out. So then I decided to try to do winter sowing. Here's the strawberries. She's got some buds on her, as well as the ones in the front. They're doing pretty good. But yeah, this video is getting a little long here. Little long here. No, so let's see. I think that's it. I got the onions that I think I've showed everyone the onions. And oh, here, let me show you this. I was so happy to get this. A friend of mine, Miss Eleanor, who is 101 years old, gave me this stool. And I just love it. I just love it. I mean, you know, to have something from her in my garden is just such an honor. I went to go see her yesterday because I had been busy, and I was like, no one is that busy. Stop doing what you're doing and go see her. And she's always excited to see me. And she said she was going to throw that stool away. And I was like, can I have it? Because I was just looking at it before I knocked on her door. And she said, sure, you can have it. And so I was like, oh, I mean, I just felt so good about that. But yeah, I wanted to share that with y'all. The onions over here, they're looking good. I went over to the school garden to check on my onions, and they're still doing good. These are looking good over here. Look at that. That's sun. But yeah, they're looking pretty good. Some is looking better than others. These strawberries, my grandson's been checking on the strawberries. He's like, are they ready? Nope, they're not ready. But look at that. We got some flowers. So, and more potatoes and the garlic. And I actually pulled some out of there and used it in a recipe. And yeah, so anyway, like I said, I just wanted to share that with y'all. And just, you know, like I said, show y'all what's been going on around here. The mulberry, she doesn't have anything on her yet. She has gotten so big. Let me see. This sun, I don't know if there's any way to even show y'all. She has gotten so big. Yeah, let's see. I didn't see anything on her, but, you know, who knows? Give her time. Yeah, I don't see anything on the other one up there either. But, wait a minute. I think that one does have something on it. I hope this one, it should still produce. I don't see no reason why not. I don't know. Anyway, I hope everyone's having a good day. And I will talk to all of you soon. And yeah, I think that's it. Okay, peace and love, my friends. Peace and love. Bye.